This is Coop with GarageGymReviews.com, and this is my garage gym. This is actually going to be my first garage gym walkthrough. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything cleaned up and in order. And typically when I train, that's not necessarily how it is, because I do have a lot of people that come and train with me. So keeping it in good shape is sometimes difficult. But today I think I have it enough in order where I can go through and kind of show you guys exactly what I have and some different things that I've done. This area, this is my just general toolkit. Keep all sorts of tools and things in there. And then my pegboard. So if you haven't checked out DIY pegboard, how to build a pegboard on GarageGymReviews.com, click up here to check that out. It's probably one of my most viewed articles. I use it quite a bit, so I like to use it in supersets. Say I'll do squats and then I'll mix in with doing pegboard. I think pegboard is one of the most underutilized pieces of equipment in any gym. I'm glad to see that CrossFit has kind of made them a little bit more popular and they are growing, but I would like to see them more in commercial gyms. So I've got that one, and then if you go up, I've got one up there too to cross it. This was actually my first squat rack. This is a Rogue SML2. It is, if you want a squat rack in a place such as your garage where you don't want to take up a lot of space, this is definitely the one I would suggest. It's more than enough for nearly everybody. The only reason I bought additional racks is just because I want more features. But for what you get, it is pretty stable, especially if you get some weights to go on the bottom, like I have there, that hold it down. But it's an awesome rack. It's really solid. And it's made by Rogue, so it has a lifetime warranty. On the back here, those are just Rogue HG bumpers. I think it's a 265-pound set. I've got more over here. And then these I actually just picked up on the CrossFit boards. And these are Rogue's first edition training plates. They're great plates in my opinion. They're not as good as the second versions. Because these are the same ones that actually Penley produces, and I'll show you in a little bit that I actually have the colored versions as well. The person I bought them from actually put electrical tape around the edges. I think it's a good idea. It can wear out, especially if you use them outside like I do. But that being said, it does protect the edge, and it's easy to tell what you're using, especially if the actual print starts fading, because that's possible and it does happen. But these are great plates. Moving on here, this is kind of where I put my cardio equipment. I have 2 rowers and a air bike. These are both from Zebbix. I've reviewed these in the past if you want to check those out. This one will be the Zebbix air bike, and then this will be the Zebbix rower. These are 2 solid pieces of equipment. I highly suggest, if you're looking in the market for something like an air bike, I suggest looking at this one for the price and the components. I think it's very similar, if not the same, as the Assault bike, and it's cheaper. The Zebbix rower, I don't think it's as good as a Concept 2, but it is a bit cheaper, and I think it's pretty close. So it's a great rower. I've had no problems using it. Back there, that is a Concept 2 Model B, I think. It's one of their earliest versions. It's pretty much all metal. It still rows like it would on the first day. It's a great rower. It's super heavy, and I like it. I think it's nostalgic and it looks cool. So I've kind of changed this up a little bit. Right now I have my dip bars. This is a Body Solid dip stand. It's a great dip stand. For the price, I actually got it on Craigslist, but you can find it on Amazon for maybe 80 bucks or so. I think around 100 bucks. It's a very solid stand. It's commercial grade in my opinion. It's not something that's necessarily needed because I do use rings the most of the time, but it's nice to have, especially when you start adding weight on. Down here, I've got quite a few random things that I've collected. Various pull-up implements. This is a roll recovery mobility tool that I'm doing a review on. grips, straps, wraps, like I said, mobility tools, just a whole lot of stuff that I don't really use a whole lot, but I've reviewed or I may use sometime, and so I've got it. This then is my Power Block dumbbells. I absolutely love these dumbbells. They're some of the best, one of the best purchases I've made. I actually got these on Craigslist right when I started my garage gym, and I'm really happy I did. I use these all the time, mainly for bodybuilding movements like pull or like bench press, curls, things like that. But I also do use them for, you know, CrossFit workouts when I'm doing dumbbell snatches or man makers, things like that. They're very solid. I like the stand that it came with. They're compact and they're out of the way. So if you've seen any of my review videos, this will be pretty familiar to you. This is kind of the spot where I like to film because I really like the backdrop of the barbells in the background, the American flag, and then the Wall of Fame. These are all like some of my favorite things in the garage. I love my barbells. I love the barbell rack. The barbell rack itself, it's a barbell gun rack from Again Faster. I got it, you know, when they were actually closing down and we're telling everybody and they were going into bankruptcy and offering, you know, huge discounts. I got it then and they actually sent me 2 extra ones on accident, so now I have 3 of them. And I have 2 of them I don't know what to do with, but, you know, just another excuse to tell my wife I need more bars. But this is my Wall of Fame. I love this right here. I've got Arnold, ChristiansWithAmbition.com. I've got Ido Portal. I've got Rich Froning, Piros Demas, and then Franco Colombo. So these are they're just some of my favorite pictures. I think they're really cool, and they kind of show, I guess, my training style. So I train everything you can think of, all sorts of different movements and conditioning things and strength. I don't just do CrossFit, I don't just do powerlifting or weightlifting. I do everything, okay? So, and this kind of like emphasizes that. I think it's real cool. But moving on to my barbells, or actually let me show you real quick down here. These are my kettlebells and the like right here. These are kettlebells from Vulcan Strength. These are great kettlebells that they sent me to review. They're competition kettlebells. Then I've got a little baby kettlebell there for my wife. 2 53-pound kettlebells from Rogue. Rogue Thompson Fat Bell, awesome. Shout out to Donnie Thompson. Donnie Thompson's the man. Then I've got an 80-pound kettlebell. That thing's a monster. If you ever want to do something like Helen with a big kettlebell, you know, try an 80 and you're gonna die. That's a 100-pound slam ball that I just got from Diamond Pro. Great, very heavy, great workout. And then another Vulcan Strength medicine ball. That's a 20-pound. As many of you are probably, you know, dying to see, these are my barbells. I've got a whole lot of them, and I'm only getting more. One of the reasons I have so many, you're probably asking, is why does this guy have so many freaking barbells? This kind of seems like a waste of money. And it could be, but a lot of these I received for free to review. You know, they're good barbells, and I have a lot of people that come train with me. And so, you know, it's likely that we could end up using all these. And actually, we have many times. We actually did yesterday. I actually did Linda with a buddy. And anybody who's done Linda, it's the 3 bars of death. You have to have 3 separate bars set up. So thankfully I had enough for us to both do it at the same time and enough weight, which is pretty difficult when I weigh about 185 pounds and he weighs about 230. So based on that, you know, it can get heavy real quick. So I'll just show you the end cap so you can kind of see what I got here. This is an Earthquake bar. I really haven't used it much. I actually won that in a competition from Rogue on their Facebook page. It's a good bar for accessory movements. This top one here is Rogue's Euro weightlifting bar. In my opinion, that's the best weightlifting bar out there. I think it's better than Eleiko, to be honest. If you check the spin on it, the spin is better than the Eleiko. This is the spin. Here, I'll just show you. This is the spin on the Rogue. Okay, it just goes for days. And then this is the spin on the Eleiko. This is Eleiko training bar. I lube them up just the same. So not nearly as good of a spin, okay? They're both great barbells. I like the Neural and the Eleiko better, but I'm pretty sure they use the same steel. So then this here is Rep Fitness's Gladiator bar. It's a bearing bar as well, great bar. This is actually a Cap Boss bar. It's about 190K, 28.5 millimeter bar. It's a little bit of a cheapy bar. It's one that I kind of use outside and just kind of throw around, use it in the power rack, and just kind of, you know, beat to crap. Everybody needs a, you know, a crappy bar that they can just take apart, and that's what I do with this one. This is American Barbell. This is their training bar. I've reviewed this one. It's, you know, it's one of my worst spinning barbells. When I first got it, I was under the impression that the spin would get better over time because I think they packed it with a lot of grease. You know, it's gotten better, but it's not substantially better. This is a Rogue Ohio bar, one of my first bars. Then this is Vulcan Strengths 28 millimeter weightlifting bar down here. And then this is Rogue's TB2 trap bar. It's a great bar. I use that one quite a bit. I love doing trap bar deadlifts. And then this one at the bottom here is my axle bar that I made from Schedule 80 pipe from Home Depot. And then it's just got some hose fittings, I think is the name of them. And I use that bar a lot actually too. Down here we have a Rep Fitness bench, and then below that I have a Rogue Fitness flat bench, and then beyond that you'll see there is a Brute Force training sandbag, and then a Brute Force training kettlebell sandbag. I love those for workouts. They do leak sand, so if you're looking for something that doesn't leak any sand, those probably aren't your best options because they do, unfortunately, but they're overall pretty good. Down here I have the Rep Fitness adjustable bench. In my opinion, for the price, you can't get a better adjustable bench because this one goes incline and decline, and it's super, I mean, it's greatly priced. It's got high quality. Rogue, you know, I love Rogue stuff, but they can't hold a candle to this on price. Their benches, you know, really don't even decline, which I think is a big disadvantage. So if you're in the market for that, check that out. Up here, as you can see, that is a rope into a hole in my ceiling. I do a lot of rope climbs, something that I really enjoy, doing rope climbs, especially since I do gymnastics bodies, and it calls for quite a bit. Above here, actually, and I'll pull them down for you. So I also have rings up there, and that's where I do muscle ups. So if I'm doing, say, muscle ups and I don't want the rope, I just put the rope up into the attic and do muscle ups, or if I want to do rope climbs, I put the rings up there. So having that hole in the attic has been one of the best things for my training, simply because it's made it a whole lot easier to get in muscle ups and rope climbs when typically in a garage with, you know, 10-foot ceilings, that doesn't really happen. Here, these are Penlay plates. Penlay is actually out of business now, or Muscle Driver USA, same company. They're out of business right now. These are the exact same plates as the one I showed you earlier from Rogue. The only difference is these are colored. They're great. They're pretty good plates. The hubs actually spin on them. You know, I wasn't ever really a fan of Muscle Driver USA or Penlay. Their quality wasn't really there, and their customer service was even worse. But these are pretty good plates. I'm glad I have them, and I got them for really cheap. Just some random dumbbells, 30, 35s, and 60s. A homemade kettlebell implement. So you just unspin this, put plates on there, and then you can use it as a kettlebell. And you can get this thing heavy. I've had this thing with, probably over 150 pounds on it. It's solid. Some fat grips here, some training implements. So I like to do pull-ups on these, or do climb up them like a rope climb. I've got two separate ones. Over here, trigger point stuff, some change plates there, some cheap change plates, and then Rogue's rubber coated change plates. These are awesome, awesome change plates. They're pretty expensive, but I think they're great. Down here, I just have a plethora of collars. This is actually a form lifting collar. It's actually connected. This is a module printed on a 3D printer that connects to your phone. I've done a review on these. This was actually recently on Kickstarter. They sent it to me for a review. And if you want to track your velocity and force and things like that, it's very cool. It connects to your phone. I don't tend to use it that much simply because, like I said, I like to be in and out of the gym. But if you are somebody that likes to track these things, I'd check this out. Again, Faster Klokov collars. I got these in a deal. These are 2.5 pounds each, super heavy, super high quality, and you know, I don't really ever use them unless I'm going for a max. Various OSO collars here. Axel OSO collar, Rogue Lockjaw collar. So just a bunch of collars and random things down there. Armade, some bands, every jump rope from every jump rope company you could ever want to buy jump rope from. Gravity boots up there for hanging upside down, and then these are my stall bars. I created these stall bars because I was doing gymnastics bodies and I wanted a place to you know, train stall bars. So I built these myself. I actually have a DIY on my website. It's another popular link on my website. You can click up here if you want to check out that review. But they're very solid. I use them a lot. I really like them. You can do pull-ups on them. Right now I have a mini basketball goal hanging on because it's fun. This is an Uncommon Breed weight vest. They sell these on Rogue. I did Murph in this a few weeks ago. They're solid. They're pretty comfortable. They don't bounce a lot. It's a good weight vest. Some knee wraps here. Chris Duffin's Kabuki Warrior shoulder rock hanging here. I love this thing. I use it for warm-ups, and you know, I like to superset with it as well. And then finally, let me show you my squat racks. This is my Rogue Y1 yoke. In my opinion, if you just want to get one squat rack in your garage, this would be the one I would buy. It's the most versatile. You can bench on it, you can squat on it, you can use it as a yoke, you can use it as a sled. I mean, it's the most used piece of training equipment probably in my garage. We take it out to the street all the time and use it as a yoke, or just bench or squat outside so we can get some raise. Sun's out, guns out. But you can do pull-ups on it too. So it's super versatile. It's great. I love it. Solid. I don't have any complaints on it. Over here, I have my highly prized Rogue R3 rack. This is my favorite rack. I like the Y1. If I was going to only have one, I'd have that one. But this one is just fun to have because it's just solid. It's overbuilt, and it's just got a lot of crap on it. So I've got pin safeties on it. I've got the fat bar and then the skinny bar combo on it. I've got rings attached to it. This is the Spudding DIY pulley I've got here. I've got band pegs down there. On the back, on the side here, I've got a Metolius campus board for doing rock climbing training. On the other side here, I have an Ethicon Fitness spinning pull-up bar. So you pull the pins out, and this bad boy spins. So doing pull-ups on it can be pretty difficult. Overall, I love this rack. It's got so much to it. So this has been my garage gym. I'll plan on doing these about once a year just to show you the progressions that I go through. But as you can see, I have a lot of equipment. You don't need this much equipment, really. It's just nice to have, it's fun to have, and it's fun to train hard with all these things and build things and enjoy them. So this has been Coop with GarageGymReviews.com. Check out the site, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys later on.